week one, if you want to say that. But Mitchell Trubisky says the Steelers' offense needs more of a killer mentality. They scored 17 points off of the Bengals' 5 turnovers in week one. Is he right, or do the Steelers need a quarterback change?
I think we're really close to seeing the beginning of the career for Kenny Pickett. We are one bad half away. Look, 5 turnovers, and you were only able to capitalize 17 points off of those 5 turnovers. That's not exactly a great day. And I know people are talking, oh, he looked good. He was making some crisp passes and this and that. He's 17 points. I've seen this story before, Buck. I've seen this story for 4 years. You get so many turnovers and you turn it into 3 points, right. 3 points, 3 points. No, you've got to do something more. And if you want to have that killer instinct, you want to see your offense have a lift, bring in Kenny Pickett. Because I don't think Mr. Trubisky is going to do it. I don't think Mr. Trubisky has it in him. I really don't. And I think if they don't have a good first half, say they're down after the first half, say they've only got 7 points and they're only winning 7-6 and they haven't moved the ball very much, I would not be surprised to see Kenny Pickett in the second half.
And see, I think that is what, I mean, I like Kenny Pickett. I like what he did in the preseason. Like, I thought he was going to be the future in Pittsburgh this season. But I think by starting Mitchell Trubisky, Combs, they said, Mitchell Trubisky, this is your team. Take leadership, make it into your own. On the flip side of that coin, we do have to realize the Cincinnati Bengals defense is pretty good. The Cincinnati Bengals defense held them to like 250 yards after giving up 5 turnovers. So that is nothing to bat an eye about. Now, I am kind of like being devil's advocate here, saying, hey, the Cincinnati Bengals defense is pretty good. But also on the other side of that coin as well, this is the first game that Mr. Trubisky has had as a week 1 starter in 2 seasons. This is the first time that he is in this new offense. And they were on the road. So he was kind of expected to struggle. Now, this week they are at home versus a New England Patriots team that we don't really know if they're good or bad, with the whole back spasm thing and like all that stuff. But the only way I see Kenny Pickett coming in this season is week 10 versus the Saints after the bye week. And, if they're struggling, if they're below 500 at that point going into the bye week. Kind of like when the Miami Dolphins had Fitzpatrick and then Tua a couple years ago, they said after the bye week, Tua is going to be our guy no matter what, and the Miami Dolphins end up missing the playoffs. I think that's what the Steelers might have working in their favor too. There, it's like, hey, week 9 is our bye week, for 500, put Kenny Pickett in there. But before that, I definitely do not see him in there at all.
Yeah, I disagree. I see Kenny Pickett coming in as soon as they struggle. You're going to have a short hook with Mitch Trubisky. You have to have a short hook with Mitch Trubisky. For one, you're not married to Mitch Trubisky, right? You got him on a 2-year deal. You brought him in, and then you went out and you signed a rookie quarterback. You drafted a rookie quarterback. And this kid's looked really, really good. It's kind of the Andy Dalton situation all over again with Justin Fields, right? You got a short-term deal with a team. You come in, they drafted a kid that they really, really like, and that everybody wants to see play, and that everybody thinks could be that guy. It's going to be a short hook for you. And it's going to be an even shorter hook than it was for Andy Dalton, because at least Andy Dalton had proven that he could win in the league. Mitch Trubisky hadn't done that. And so I really do feel like you're not very far away from a Kenny Pickett sighting. You're not very far away from Kenny Pickett picking up the ball and taking this team. And I think that once he does, I think this team might actually take off. So I would not be surprised if maybe they do give them all of week 2, but if it struggles or if they lose or if they don't score very much, I would not be surprised to see Kenny Pickett by week 3. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the second half of this game.
So
that's me.
If you are playing that card, week 3 is probably out for Kenny Pickett 100%. 100% because it's a short work week and they're on the road versus Cleveland on Thursday night. If they want him in there, that 10-day stretch between Cleveland and New York Jets game, that'd be a time when you get him in kind of like an extra bye week in there. But this is the same Mitchell Trubisky Combs that led the Chicago Bears to the playoffs twice in 4 years. That has a playoff win.
That rode a defense twice to the playoffs in 4 years.
And don't the Pittsburgh Steelers have a pretty good defense?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They did,
but
right?
you're playing in a much tougher division than you were in the NFC North. You only have one team to contend with at the time in the NFC North. You've got 4 you've got to contend with, or 3 other teams that you got to contend with in the AFC North. It's a much different division. I'm just telling you, and not only that, but again, you've got a head coach who's never had a losing season.
Right.
And I don't think he's about to try to give that up right now. So I really do think that's a short leash for Mr. Trubisky. He's either got to pick it up or pack it up.
Yeah, especially after buying those black Air Force Ones. Those were fire.
Yeah, those were nice.
No, they weren't. They were butt-ass ugly. Those are the